If you could vote yourself a big cash windfall, would you do it? Of course you would. You don't blame scorpions for stinging you. You don't blame politicians for being politicians. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist for the Toronto Sun. With me, Warren Kinsella, fellow columnist. And Warren, it's a little bit sleazy, um, this bill to change the Elections Act in Ottawa because of one little thing. Uh, they say that they have to move the date of the next fixed election from October 20th, 2025 to October 27th, 2025, because, well, the 20th is when the holiday of Diwali starts. Of course, they're also adding in extra voting days. And of course, over the last several years, they've made it so you can vote during the entire writ period, but they're saying it's for Diwali. Really, a lot of us think it's about the fact that about 80 MPs qualify for their pension on October 21st, 2025, and a bunch of them, namely Liberals and New Democrats, are going to lose their jobs if an election is held before then. Do you buy the government's line, or do you think this is all about getting millions of dollars for politicians that are about to be fired?
They're bandits. They're thieves. You're way nicer than me. They are bandits. This is pigs in the trough. They got their snouts way down in there. Just so everybody understands, the MPs still get what Preston Manning used to call the gold-plated MP's pension.
Well, no,
And
no, it's changed a bit. Back then, it used to be $6 that we put in for every one. Now it's 50-50 and not quite as generous as it used to be. Stephen Harper
it's
pissed off
gold.
his own
It's
caucus.
gold-plated. I don't have one, so
I
I
don't
think
have a
it's
pension like
gold-plated.
that either. No,
Okay,
it's still
so
good.
they've got a great pension. I think it kicks in at the age of 55 if they wanted
Yep.
to. But you need to get 6 years uninterrupted in the House of Commons. You need to be an MP for a term and a half. Well, look what Justin Trudeau has done. He's nudged the date of the next election just by a little tiny bit. And as a result, presto, all of these MPs who previously would not have qualified under the old set election date will now qualify just by a matter of days and get this lifetime pension. So it's pretty gross, and that's why I call them a bunch of bandits.
So, look, in the grand scheme of things, moving the election date by 1 week, that doesn't impact your life or mine. I've had some people write me panic. What do you mean Trudeau's moving it to October 2027? No, he's not doing that. That would go past what even the Constitution allows.
Yeah.
So, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't impact our daily lives, but it's going to cost us big time. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation did an estimate, and just using average life expectancy and so on, they're figuring perhaps as much as $120 million, with you know these guys getting between $32,000 and $49,000 a year to start, and then it going up, indexed to inflation. It goes up at 60. All these things, $32,000 to $49,000 a year. You're not going to get rich off of that, but you know what? That's a very nice cushion. If you're 55 and you start collecting $32,000 a year, yeah, you got to go find other work. You don't have to find that much work.
So why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? He knows it's not going to be popular. I mean, Brian Mulroney, God rest his soul, he won a massive majority in 1984 for going after John Turner for basically feathering the nest for some Liberal MPs, much in the same way is happening here. Why is Trudeau doing this? So this gives me an opportunity to again repeat my conspiracy theory that I think Trudeau's leaving. Why do I think he's leaving? Because he needs to create a stable, quiet environment so he can depart and give the Liberal Party time to find a new leader. And more evidence of that, the pharmacare deal, the deal that he did in the Axis of Weasels with the NDP, doing their bidding on Israel and disgracing Canada internationally. All of these things to me point to a guy who's trying to calm the waters as much as possible so that he can go off into the sunset. I'm sticking to my prediction, and I
I,
think this is it, more evidence of it.
I still don't buy it. I think he's got a messianic complex. I think he wants to fight Pierre Poilievre. He doesn't want to do it right now, but I bet he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I move the needle over the next year and a half? The latest Abacus poll has an 18-point gap. The Conservatives at 41, the Liberals down at 23 nationally. That tells you
Yep.
that they're below 23 in much of the rest of the country because they're still doing pretty well in Quebec. So I think he's trying to look and say, how do I change these numbers in the next 18 months? Because I am here to save Canada from itself. I am here to save Canada from the disinformation that my government puts out every day. I'm here to save Canada from not having free birth control, even though it's either free or cheap in much of the country. I'm here to save Canada from that far right Pierre Poilievre. Utter
Yeah,
nonsense,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
what he's
yeah.
doing.
I know, but it all requires all of us to be his shrink, and we're not his shrink for sure. Is he an egomaniac? Yeah, but there's politics is full of egomaniacs. He can read a poll as much as anybody. He could pick up his paper this morning. He can click onto the Toronto Sun website this morning, showing seat models, showing Abacus, showing a 20-point gap between the Liberals and Tories, and the projection of the seat model is that the Tories get nearly 4 times as many seats as the Liberals. He can read that and say, if I stick around and I can't figure out a way to fix this, I'm going to wear that. I'm going to be the guy who brings the Liberal Party to its worst showing, in a generation. So I think his ego is why he's leaving, not why he's staying.
Well, it will, until he makes a decision and makes it public, it's going to give us lots of fodder to keep thinking
Absolutely.
about. Warren, thanks so much.
Thanks, my friend.
Let us know what you think. Drop a comment down below, share this on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.